All right, boys. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay, but I am now live for the weekly live chat. Did a banger video earlier, which probably isn't going to get that many views, but it's still a good video worth doing. And ESPN Plus is scrubbing all UFC content. So it appears that UFC is leaving ESPN, but they could still stay in some aspect. I don't know. It's all still very fluid. We don't truly know what's going to happen, but it seems like the UFC is leaving ESPN. Again, I'm not saying that's 100% confirmed. Be very clear about that. We can talk about Dana White ruining the sport with these shit cards, and we can also talk about the worst ever fight night ever coming up. So, whatever you guys wish to discuss. Took last night completely off of doing anything. Literally refused to do anything last night, basically. And, yeah, I'm back here. I'm now. Anyway, let me see. Vape's first one in the building. First, let's go. Bro, Netflix, already 20, 30 bucks. You're telling me they want to potentially add 20 on the top? Probably. If you want to add the UFC portion. Can we talk about Jon Jones needing to be stripped? I don't care, man. Don't care. Jon Jones should be stripped. He should vacate. But you know what? The reason I can't get behind it that much? Like, again, if I could snap my fingers and take the belt away from him, I would. But you know why I can't get behind it that much? The second he does, everyone's going to complain anyway. There's nothing left. If they say Jones is stripped, Aspinall gone is happening, everyone's just going to bitch and moan anyway. Because there's nothing left. It's garbage. We can bitch and moan about Jones being champion, but if there's a shred of hope that he fights Aspinall at the end of this year, it's worth keeping him as champ. That's the truth. That's unfortunately the truth. And I'm not happy about it. I'd rather watch pay-per-views through OnlyFans. Okay, instead of ESPN Plus. Jones should just fucking vacate the belt already so people can stop bitching about the Tom saga. No matter what Jones does, they will bitch about it anyway. Do you have the Discord profile pic? Somewhere. I have no idea where, though. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe it's this. YouTube graphics, maybe. The banner. Damn, I actually had that organized. That's wild. That's wild. I believe it's this. This is what you're looking for. Is what you're looking for. Joey, great video. Thank you. You think Dana's ruining the sport? It seems like it, man. He's just so checked out. It just seems like everything's shit now. It really seems like everything Dana does nowadays, it's just... I mean, it just seems like a bunch of boomers. Love the video you fighting Bo. Can we spread some more Strickland hate right now? Strickland's a fucking bum, man. I can't believe people hype him up. Can't believe people hype him up like he's actually good. It's sad. Man's ducking everybody under the sun. I'm thinking about doing an O'Malley video. Because, dude, they're making so many excuses. I swear, I think Merab's going to throw the fight for O'Malley. You shred Tom saying he's begging for attention and we're supposed to rally behind Mavsar. Are you really that dumb? Are you really that dumb you don't understand what I was saying? These dudes faking fight announcements, essentially, to try to drum up attention when it's some bullshit vitamin sponsor is embarrassing, man. Everyone that does that, whether it's Jones when he did the little health thing, whether it's Tom, this or that. So, what's up, Joey? Have been watching consistently for about 2 years now. Do you think the weekend's card is actually the worst of all time? It's top 3, man. It's top 3. The first card of this year during Hebos 2 was pretty bad. So it's hard to say for sure. But it's one of the worst. And if there's a couple finishes, everyone will act like it's good. I'll put my predictions in like a live stream or something. But that's all you're getting from me. I'm not covering, like, I like to cover every card, and I'm going to get back on that soon, even cards I don't like, but, like, I just decided I'm taking a break for a little bit. I needed to. So I'll be on predictions. Maybe the next one I miss is Lewis Teixeira. Maybe. I don't know. But, man, July 12th is dog shit, too. Now, I'm not going live this weekend. I'm just not doing it. Just not doing it. You know, the UFC really burned me out, and yeah, I'm just not. Is my audio actually skipping or what? The audio is not too loud, is it? Because I realized there was something messed up in my settings earlier. Let me see what it's looking like now. Yeah, if your audio is skipping, I would just recommend closing the stream and reopening it. Is what I would recommend, because everyone else is saying it's fine. Sound. Yeah. Cho, you feeling okay, brother? You look and sound I look terrible? Damn. Damn. I didn't know that I looked terrible, bro. I didn't know that I looked terrible. I just finished fucking with my computer. But I didn't think I looked or sounded terrible. But I've just been tired, burned out a little bit. But damn. Damn. I wouldn't say I'm super tired right now, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I was fucking with my computer for a little bit. My eyes were starting to hurt from staring at it. You look like a snack. Thank you. Joe, please pick Merab right now and then switch your pick last minute to O'Malley so I know Merab loses. To be honest, as much as Merab's been annoying me lately, I don't think I can stomach O'Malley winning. I don't think I can do it. Him and Tim Welch are just such pussies, man. They try to cheat their way to winning against Merab, and Merab's sucking them off. It's so annoying to me. Did you see the way they try to cheat their way? And they even admitted it afterwards. Man, if Herb wouldn't have stopped us, we would have KO'd him when he turned his back. You're a casual if you don't like Saturday's card. I know, man. I know, man. That's the gist of it. You're a casual. Every interview, Merab saying O'Malley's going to change his game plan. And what happened to you have to be man first? Maybe my monitor's making you look worse or something. I've been having issues with my new GPU. You look more yellow than usual. That's wild. Don't cover up for your personal attacks now, buddy. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I'm excited to see if they get rid of pay-per-view. Hopefully Netflix will be able to figure out their streaming. Hopefully. You're always shitting on Pereira for absolutely no reason. Keep that same energy for Jones. What do you want me to say about Jones? What would you like me to say about Jones? The heavyweight division is garbage without him. But he should leave anyway. Like I'm genuinely not trying to be inconsistent. I'm genuinely not trying to defend Jones in any way, shape, or form. I don't care about heavyweight. I've said it. Basically, the Francis Ngannou saga made me lose all. Look deep into these eyes. You see any give a fucks? Because I certainly don't. Roro Noah Zora, thank you for becoming a beta shill. I thought you were already a member, matter of fact. I don't get why Alex fans acts like his resume is full of asterisks. Dude, Jones achieved more than Alex Pereira but by the time 2014 came around, did you sign the Jones petition? You know, I'm going to have a hot take on this, Hypa. I'm going to have a really hot take, and I know you feel really animated about certain things, so you're not going to like this. No, I didn't. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Why would I waste my time? It's irrelevant. What is that petition going to do? You realize how, like, people are like, oh my God, 100K. You realize how insignificant that is? It's not going to do anything. Dana White and the UFC is going to do what they're going to do. We can all bitch and moan about it, which I like to do. I understand that. We should revolt. We should bitch. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just hard to care about the heavyweight division as a whole. Like, let me put it this way. The heavyweight division with Jones stalling out Aspinall is the most interesting it's ever going to be for years. They should be bringing Francis Ngannou back, stripping the belt off Jon Jones, signing Francis Ngannou. You know how crazy that would be? Just offer PFL to buy out Ngannou's contract for 2 fights. At the end of 2 fights, he's free. But let's just see what happens. What's the latest news on the ESPN deal? We don't really know, but ESPN is scrubbing all of UFC content off their website. That's the case. Almost all the UFC fights are being scrubbed off ESPN. Yeah, Francis Aspinall will be a banger. Wouldn't think twice about Jon Jones ever again. Joe, by the way, Kevin on one of his vids was saying Makhachev is top 3 superstar. Arguably he's the face of the company for the UFC because people from the UFC who know the numbers told him. That is very interesting, and that would not shock me at all. Islam is actually a big name in the UFC, which I've been saying for a while. I don't know to what extent, but Islam is one of the biggest names in the UFC. He's right up there with like a Pereira, maybe even above a Pereira, which I literally have said before. I'm sure you remember. I haven't like beat it into the ground like I have some things. But there's no true superstar. The way you say it, the terms become perverted in the MMA community. People use superstar far too much. But yeah, Islam's one of them. Jones is one of them. Pereira's one of them. Are like the stars of the sport. Islam's definitely the biggest star in the sport. I just think it's because he's been so dominant. Aspinall has barely 1 fight left against a heavyweight not named Jones. Otherwise, the big fights for Aspinall like Pereira and Ankalaev in the future. Agreed. I think Ankalaev should get it. You know how many people would cry if Ankalaev came up and got a shot at the second belt? Nobody wants to fight him at light heavyweight, so give him Tom Aspinall. Let me actually tweet that out. Since nobody wants to fight Ankalaev, put in parentheses, Pereira turned him down. Pereira and Yuri turned it down. And Jones doesn't seem to be returning anytime soon. Let's give Ank a shot at double champ status. Tom Aspinall versus Magomed Ankalaev is the best heavyweight fight the UFC can make without Jones. That's a fact. Tweeted that out right there. Boom. Khamzat's one of them. That's true. Joe, do you think headline November MSG, if not Jones, maybe Ilya Patty if Ilya wins? Possible. It's possible. It could be that. It's hard to say. Before you know, we'll be there. He'll have also beat the GOAT of the UFC, so I think he deserves the shot. Yeah, that's what people acted like. I really wouldn't mind Ankalaev getting the shot. Thoughts on the rules page? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. And that's just locked so no one can post in there, really? I did see the glaze that Chael did. What's up, Camille? Ilya's pretty inactive. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I respect it. I just really want the breaking news tab to be legitimate. The new generation doesn't buy pay-per-views. Fighters who were selling pay-per-view, the old stars, the old lightweight Poirier, Charles, or Justin. Islam has the Habib disciple aura and sells a bit. Okay. That Tom Aspinall tweet was hilarious. I know. Pat Matthews must have got paid a little bit early. Thank you for the $4.99. Can't stand ESPN Plus, but I'm worried. We'll still have technical difficulties on Netflix. Just thinking of how bad fake Paul versus Tyson fight glitched. I know. But the thing is, can it get any worse than what we got? Could it get any worse than what we got? That's my whole thought process behind it. But I'm worried too. I'm also worried if they get rid of the pay-per-view model, how many ads are we getting? How many walkouts are we missing? That's what I'm terrified about. That's what I'm truly terrified about. But yeah, Netflix was kind of shitty with live events. But hopefully they get it dialed in by early next year. I just want something that... is it crazy that I just want something that works? I fucking hate ESPN Plus. It's so shitty. But thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate the $4.99. Pat Matthews with the 5 times. Do a great video today. I've hated ESPN Plus for years. I know I've been meaning to make a video just shitting on it in general, but I never got around to it. But yeah, tonight was kind of a mix of everything. I just try to give you guys good information. That's all I'm trying to do around here. My Netflix sucked for Tyson Paul. I had turned it on for a little bit. I did like that it was in 4K, but that's about it. I saved up for this moment. Thank you. Have you seen what Michael Chandler's been posting on Threads? Humiliating and embarrassing? No, I have not. What's he been posting? You sound like a hater instead of a fan. You sound like a bitch instead of an online chatter. So fuck you. I really wish they would go with Amazon instead. Amazon is the best sports live streaming quality. They are pretty good. I haven't used it enough to really remember. Shout out Jacob, by the way. Jacob's a made man around here. Shout out to Jacob. That was Netflix's first live event. I'm sure, though, they will get used to it. Plus, the event was huge. Have you retired Pat's nickname? Now, Poverty Pat, still in the build. Netflix does WWE Monday Night Raw. Shout out to the one who vapes, made man as well. Do they have the full like WWE library on there as well, or no? Is that what they? I don't know. Ankalaev has no shot on the feet. If he doesn't get a takedown, he's fucked. I know. You posted a poll asking fans which is most likely to happen, him versus McGregor or Jones versus Aspinall. Damn, you know what? He's getting off to Tom Aspinall, kind of looking like him a little bit. But Tom Aspinall's not obsessively saying, man, yeah, I know Jones. He's not sucking off Jon Jones publicly. Tom Aspinall's trying to do whatever he needs to do to get the Jon Jones fight. But he's not being a little beta male, soy boy, bitch boy like Chandler. If he did, I would already have a series on it. Even if I win the lottery, I'll already always be Poverty Pat. Yeah, Pat. I can't wait till the day Pat drops a 500 bomb. And I'm going to still call him Poverty Pat and shame him for his dono. Armin will probably end up fighting Dan Hooker. It's impossible to say. Who do you favor to win out of the Wolf and Du Plessis? I'm going the Wolf, man. My man, thank you. Hey, would you rather go on a car ride with Jon Jones or a motorcycle ride with Francis Ngannou? Not even funny. Neither. Chelson is a bitch. I always knew something was up with that story in the hotel. What I didn't know is the fact about his wife. Great video you made. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kenny. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Nobody ever talked about that, right? Nobody ever even brought that up. I mean, Tom is the interim champ, whereas Connor's just fiending to fight a grapist, if true. The ESPN pay monthly to have the right to buy the pay-per-views is hurting sales more than anyone realizes. I know my heart of hearts. Users are super fickle. Oh, I know. Oh, I'm going to go order the pay-per-view, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, okay, wait a second, I got to pay twice? I can't believe this weekend's Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield. Man, this shit's embarrassing. This shit is so embarrassing. It really is. Joey's the most unbiased YouTuber, in my opinion. Thank you. I don't think anyone beats Chimaev at 185 unless it's a fluke injury. They catch him with a clean head kick. I'm kind of with you. I don't care about other YouTube channels, especially if they talk about me. Don't care. Joey, if O'Malley KOs Merab while Merab's showboating, what would your reaction be? I don't even know. I'd probably just be done with the sport because that means Merab is really desperately trying to fluke a loss. At least that's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. And I've been saying that from the time it was announced. Love how people were bringing up Izzy drink driving, didn't hit anybody but Chael, does that BS and nobody says shit. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why. I might not watch the fights, but I'll be here if you're live. I'm not going live this week. I'm not going live this weekend. Just not doing it. Sean Strickland back to sucking on Alex again. Dude, he's a cuck for Alex. Don't you know? Like, it's crazy to me that people call Gary a cuck or a beta or a soy or this or that. Like, Gary is literally 200 times the man that Sean Strickland will ever be. Like, it's not even close, and that's not even sarcasm. That's not even me trying to rage bait somebody. I mean, that's a fact, man. Strickland is a beta pussy. I mean, it's just crazy. Why would Merab take a loss against O'Malley? Because he's an idiot. Why do you despise Yair Rodriguez? Because I don't despise him, but I don't want him to get a super undeserved title shot. But also, I didn't like the way... I hate Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens is my least favorite fighter on the whole roster. I didn't like the way Yair acted after he eye-poked him. I didn't like that either. Why would Sean Strickland KO prediction? I would go KO by decision. Sean turned it down. KO did not. You can't convince me otherwise. Netflix live streaming has greatly improved for me. The NFL games, so Christmas and WWE. I haven't really paid it that much attention to know. Gary actually has a wife compared to Strickland who calls other people cucks and gay while dating a trans. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. Strickland is just a fucking weirdo, man. People hate on Gary's wife literally because they're jealous that Gary has a hot wife, basically. Who wins, Patchy or Super Mario? Mario. I agree Strickland is a coward. He acts all friendly towards Ankalaev in person, but then calls him a caveman in interviews. I know. Joe, I hope you enjoy your time off, man. I know you need your reset. I will. Joe, I'm being dead serious, bro. Have you seen Strickland's girl? I have, but I'm not going to shit on his girlfriend or wife. I don't know her. And I think it's kind of fucked up to do all that. But I get it. You know, Strickland takes it too far, so other people take it too far. I'm not going to cry any crocodile tears if anybody else does. I'll tell you that much. You know? But it wouldn't shock me. I think it wouldn't shock me not even remembering what she looks like. It wouldn't shock me if she was a man because Strickland is definitely closeted homosexual man. Strickland is a gay man. For sure. So, yeah. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. I'm only watching this Saturday because I've got a chick that loves UFC coming over. She loves these types of cards. I think you need to not hang out with her. I feel like Strickland's just dumb more than anything else. I don't hate him, but it's frustrating how dumb he is. I literally think he's a pussy, man. I think he's one of the biggest pussies in the UFC. And I hate how the incels hype him up when he's literally the biggest pussy in the sport. Essentially. Sean was his dad's girlfriend. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of rookie fighters this Saturday. Does not interest you. I just don't care about this card, man. Just don't care about this card. It's just shitty, man. I hope Bilal takes the Strickland fight and ragdolls him. Would not shock me. I would pick Bilal to beat up Strickland. And people would call me crazy, and then when he dominated him, they'd be like, oh, man, you just picked him because you're biased. Man, I can't believe Derek Lewis versus Talishin Teixeira is a main event. Is anybody else tired of this shit? Any predictions on Usman Buckley? I'm going to go Buckley. Ha ha ha, Strickland gay, show up his gayness by dissing gay people. Yeah, he's trying to cover it up. Because basically he was gay and his daddy tried to beat him out of him. And so he tries to cover it up. Armin versus Patty prediction. Armin easy win. Do you think the most homophobic guys are the most insecure with her masculinity? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean by that. I think Bilal would beat Strickland on the feet. Agreed. Armin versus Patty prediction. But yeah, I think the most homophobic people are probably usually, hiding their homosexuality. Ian is a real fighter. I respect him. Anyone hating on Ian are losers. Agreed. I didn't tell you Teixeira looks good and to prepare yourself for another plant treatment in the heavyweight division. Wouldn't shock me. DDP kisses his coach on the mouth. What's up with that? I don't know. Apparently it arouses Sean Strickland. He kept bringing it up. But then he got embarrassed. I say Strickland is by slight margin for thinking he actually goes to war. Yeah, I'm no. Thought of Ilya always taking the leftovers of other fighters, like never fighting guys with big win streaks. I don't know that's necessarily his fault, but it is kind of annoying. I want to know who's watching DC Chael Ultimate Fighter. Who's watching... Who is watching DC Chael Ultimate Fighter? I need to know what kind of sick individual. Anybody? Didn't watch it, but I heard the first episode was actually good. Stop. There's not been a good episode of The Ultimate Fighter in 150 years. Never, ever, ever. I love Daniel Cormier, but I'm not watching DC Chael prediction. Don't care. Nobody. Bro, Kobe's a coach on Tough. Yeah, I heard Chael glazing him. Like, it was embarrassing, man. I mean, it was embarrassing. You watch it every night. I watch because I don't have much happening in life. Okay. All right. I remember I made a video about how shit Conor versus Chandler Ultimate Fighter would be, and people were like, how can you say that? How can you say that? Can we stop glazing Ilya for beating up old men? I get what you're saying. Wish I could watch for DC, but I can't watch Chael's wear tinted shades indoors for too long without throwing up. I don't know how anyone listens to Chael at all, but I guess some people say the same thing about me. I may or may not have another Chael hit piece coming up, potentially. Potentially. We'll see. One of the guys from my gym is on Tough this season. He's a local double champ. So that explains it. If you were to watch, I understand. People are going to say, oh, man, Joey's glazing the one who vapes because he donates all the time. No. If you were to watch, I would genuinely understand. If there was somebody I knew on The Ultimate Fighter, I'd probably watch. Brady runs through Gary too physical, and Ian doesn't have the takedown defense to keep Brady off of him. Who's ever taken down Gary and controlled him for long periods of time? Nobody. Ever. I think Gary would smoke Brady. I think he would smoke him bad. Just watch a recent video. Great one as always. Leave Uncle Chael alone. Mod check. Who you got, Pyfer or Gastelum? Pyfer. I'd rather watch Tough in Russia with Jones and Nate Diaz. MVP took him down but didn't do shit with it. Wasn't that just for like a split second? No, oh, I remember. Gary locked up guard and was like trying to throw shit from the bottom, but as soon as he decided he wanted to get up, he got up. Yeah, I remember now. Which is wild. Almost lost doing that. Is Dana still going live, or did I miss it? I don't know that he's going live tonight, is he? Joe, the only problem is that Gary accepts the back foot too much, and it would be way easier for Brady to get takedowns. Yeah, but Gary has good takedown defense. He's long and rangy, man. I think the biggest hole in Gary's game, and when it comes to a Sean Brady matchup, is a lot of times Gary believes so much in his skill set, he gives up bad positions. And I think giving up bad positions to a guy like Brady is horrible because of his elite level jiu-jitsu. Best MMA channel. Are you shaving your stash if Khamzat wins? I don't know. Maybe I'll shave it that week. I'll shave my mustache. 2 people got to donate $500. And I'll shave my mustache for UFC 319. So get to it, boys. Get to it if you want me to shave my mustache. Leon and Gary are similar in height and frame. I don't know, but that's not even a good comparison because Leon Edwards' takedown defense is kind of shitty. But I think they are pretty similar. I'm looking it up right now. Gary's a little bit taller, 6'3". Pfeiffer wouldn't stop being a salty bitch on Ariel's show. I was going to say I have to check it out, but unless it's video worthy, I'm probably not going to watch it. I think he's just a clown. Dean Thomas was hating on Anchor Live. Where was that at? You look like a Dagestani Muslim? Okay. Is that supposed to be a bad thing? Third, no Muslim fighters in the heavyweight division. That's why he has no interest in it. You do realize Shamil Ghaziv is in the heavyweight division, right? I heard it was going live with an announcement, but could be wrong. I have not heard that. What's the MMA scene in Alaska? Terrence Mitchell. Yeah, Shamil Ghaziv, man, is a future champ. He would smoke Aspinall easily, but he's getting discriminated against. You like that? You like that? Well, where was Dean Thomas saying this shit, man? Dude works for the UFC and saying dumb shit like that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Over 100K signatures on the petition to strip Jones. Do you think that's a lot? Like, do people not understand numbers? Is that supposed to be a lot? Is that supposed to be an amazing feat or something? I don't get it. Like, if you told me there was 10 million signatures, I'd be like, holy shit. He's capping. He didn't say that. Petition to strip Jon Jones. But yeah, we need a petition to fire Dana White. Hamdi Abdul Wahab Kuniev, Shamil Ghaziv are Muslim. This guy's casual. Remember Dean was saying shit like DDP smokes Chimaev because Chimaev's a sprinter. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anything Dean Thomas said. I haven't seen anything he said. I can't decide if I like Dean. He has lots of knowledge, and I think he's probably a good coach, but he doesn't communicate intelligently or have great takes. When did he recently have a really good take? Was it about Strickland? Who was it about? There was one where he was shitting on a fighter, kind of, but he was speaking facts. Was it against Pereira? Was it about Strickland? I don't remember. I wasn't capping. Dean Thomas said that in an interview. What interview? Where? What's up, John? What's up, John? What's up, Johnny boy? Damn. There we go. Browser. Are you really in Alaska, or was you joking the other day talking about getting title shots off geography? If you don't know, you don't know. 100K signatures is actually impressive. Do you think a lot more than that? Watch MMA. Wake up, bud. 100K is not that impressive. It's meaningless. Actually meaningless. The only interesting, deserved, entertained title fights this year were all involving Muslims, and it will keep on this year. I don't know how you guys think 100K is impressive. Like, I don't get it. I really don't understand it, but I guess I'm not a fucking 12-year-old pussy. I don't understand. What makes it so impressive? Please tell me. I'd like to know. UFC IG page has 40 million followers. I don't know why I just assumed you're from New York or Jersey. Those live tweets, would you actually like to see during fights? Nobody's. Nobody's. Who wants to see live tweets? Who wants to see live tweets? I certainly don't. Silva versus Lopez. Who would you got? I would take Silva. Lopez is overrated. I think Silva is actually really good. To be honest, if we're being honest around here. If we're being real fucking honest. Tom doesn't even deserve to be interim champ. He's beat one guy on a losing streak. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. $100K is just a representation. Law of big numbers work differently. It's like getting 2,000 comments on 20K. I don't know, man. It means nothing to me. I think nothing of it. And it has nothing to do with liking Jon Jones or not wanting him stripped. It's impressive that there are 100K idiots taking the time to fill out a form that's probably going to spam their info anyway. Yeah, probably. Probably from a data miner. If we're being honest, probably a data miner. That's my take. Bone's going to make Aspinall cry like he did DC. The thing is, so if they strip Jones, right? Which I'm okay with. I'm totally fine with. Let's say they strip Jones. Or let's say Jones vacates the title, right? What do you guys think is going to happen immediately afterwards? Tell me what the fan base's reaction going to be. They're still going to cry about Jon Jones not fighting Aspinall. You guys know that, right? You guys know that, right? Like, literally, that's exactly what's going to happen. So, no matter what happens, everyone's just going to cry about it anyway, which I kind of get it. And Dana doesn't care anyway. Exactly, Jacob. Dana doesn't care anyway. I did not sign the petition, but it's just because it's irrelevant. It's not going to do anything. Jones would be the type to just vacate the title and Tom and Gain happens and if Don wins, he'd come back and win the belt back and retire again. You're exactly right. I honestly, I'm not ready to 100% die on this hill. I've flipped and flopped back and forth. But I'll tell you guys this, and this has been my feeling for the last 2 weeks. I believe Jones-Aspinall will happen. Maybe that means something to you. Maybe that means nothing to you. Right now, my overall take is Jones-Aspinall does in fact happen. So you guys can take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. All right, I'll tag everyone in this. Did Dana give a shit when nobody wanted to see Jones Stipe? I don't think he'd pay attention to 100K signatures. He does not care. They should just strip Tom and be done with it. Yeah, strip Tom, man. I'm tired of Tom begging for a 40-year-old man to fight him. Jones gets stripped and he's going to get arrested for some dumb shit and Dana's going to have to bail him out. Wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all, man. I don't know. Maybe Netflix is asking for Jones versus Aspinall for their first card. That could be it. That could be it 100%. Let me see. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Hold on a second. Give me a second. They're taking a sweet time making that fight. They are. Landon's 100% right. What did Landon say again? Yeah, Dana doesn't care. If you guys could, would you all like the stream now? I would appreciate it if you guys would like the stream. Would really appreciate it. Someone said, looks like this BK commercial's really been having an effect on you. I'm done. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Sorry, boys. All right, there we go. We're good. What's going to happen with Pereira Ankalaev rematch? Will it happen? If it don't you think Carlos Ulberg should be next? He beat the Polish Power, ranked number 3. I don't think Pereira's ever going to fight Ankalaev again. I'll say I'm 85% sure of that one. It still could happen. I'm not ready to completely die on that hill, but gun to my head right now. Gun to my head, I don't think it happens. If Tom was Muslim, you have a playlist by now. You do realize I have multiple videos shitting on Jon Jones about the Tom Aspinall situation, right? To the point you probably could make a playlist. It'd probably be 6 or 7 videos deep. You do realize that, right? Nobody shit on Stipe Miocic getting a title shot more than me. I'll tell you that right now. You know that, right? Nobody shit on Stipe getting a title. I mean, guys, how many times did I shit on Stipe getting a title fight? How many times? How many times? You know what's funny? If Tom Aspinall was Muslim, people would act like it was no big deal. Only if you motive me to go for this late walk, I'll give you a like. Go for that walk, you bitch. I was considering not watching 309. That's facts. I mean, how often did I shit on Stipe Jones? Every fucking day for a year. If Aspinall's nobody, how is he interim champ? What's the next logical step for him? I didn't say he was completely nobody. His next logical step is to defend his belt. I'm not blaming Tom Aspinall for nothing. He deserves an undisputed shot at this point. Bilal Muhammad versus Colby Covington. Let's go. Sign me up. So... Aspinall's win streak is less impressive than Evilev's. That's facts. If UFC goes to Netflix, would it be for live cards and pay-per-views, and Netflix might increase their monthly payments? I hope they don't get rid of Fight Pass too. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that it would include everything. But I don't know. It would vary by country. Because sometimes the deals are only for like American-based. So it's hard to say for sure. Bilal versus Colby, I would watch. They're definitely going to increase their costs, I think. But maybe you have to choose the Netflix plus UFC plan. Damn, 150. Extra bummy in here tonight. 150 people in the building and only 55 likes. That just goes to show you the sport's dead this week. Bilal's going to win. I just want to see Colby get mauled. You know Bilal would fuck him up on the feet bad, right? So, Joey, the UFC doesn't benefit from ESPN pay-per-view, then why do fighters get a pay-per-view portion? The UFC gets easy money from ESPN without having to sell. I doubt any fighters actually get any pay-per-view portions. Very rarely. I bet you it's not that much. I bet you if we had access to the info, it would be barely any extra money. Which is funny. It's because you have a lot of hate watchers. Guys like to stream. There's a lot of hate watchers around here, man. Shout out Joey. Shout out chat. Who would you pick between Gilbert Burns and Colby? I'd probably pick Burns. But Burns is damaged goods at this point. Burns is damaged goods at this point. So I don't know. Colby's just a bum, washed up bum. It's hard to say for sure. I don't know how Colby's even ranked. Champ gets pay-per-view and Connor. I think that's it. Lots of haters making videos talking about you. Is there something new that I should be aware of? But I know that for the most part. People tell me that, but I don't care, man. It's just showing my name is relevant to content. My name is relevant to content. And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be a hater or two around here. There's nothing I can do about it. There's literally nothing I can do about it. Jorge got pay-per-view. You know Colby didn't get any pay-per-view points? I would even pick Neil Magny over Colby. I agree. People defending you in the comments. Well, who are you? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to advertise for someone, but what are you talking about specifically? Is there something I should know? O'Malley hasn't choked the chicken yet this year. Marab is cooked. Aspinall tried being a nice, quiet guy. That didn't work. So what else can he do other than continue to push for it? It's on the UFC to figure it out. It's not on Tom. It's not on Jones. It's UFC's problem. Recent reports indicated that UFC fighters perpetuity view sales have significantly impacted fighters' pay. What'd you get this from ChatGPT? Yeah, nobody's getting any pay-per-view points because they make shit cards nowadays. They make shit cards nowadays. It's embarrassing, man. Joe, I left a comment with the time you last video you were looking for a word. What was the word, dude? So I don't have to go look for the comment. Was it distribute? It was distribute, wasn't it? Joe, if you were in Tom's situation, what would you do? I would openly push for any fight. I would never bring up Jon Jones' name again. I would push for a fight. I would force the UFC's hand, say absolutely not. I'm not waiting around. And then I would just call myself undisputed champ. Joe, what would you... already read that? I know it's insane, irrelevant, but Lean Tom could make 205 if he wanted, probably. Will Bilal haters criticize JDM for not selling pay-per-views? That's what I'm waiting for. I tweeted that out right after, like the next day. When do we start complaining that JDM has no personality and doesn't sell any pay-per-views, or do we only do that for Muslim fighters? That was a good one, wasn't it? I don't understand why it's so hard for the UFC to give us quality cards. It's not rocket science. Because they don't care. They do not care. It really is embarrassing how much they don't care about their own company. Because they just rake in money. I'm hoping the new streaming rights deal forces the UFC's hand. Sorry if I missed your explanation. You think Jones is more likely than not to happen, but why? Please explain. I just think Jones likes trolling the fans. And so him making it so quote-unquote obvious that he's not fighting makes me think he is. I just think he is. Gambling games, dear brother, that's why. Yeah, degenerate gamblers is the reason we get these shitty cards. That's a fact, actually. Jones is in Tom's head, that's for sure. How come nobody mentions that Movsar has more followers and views on YouTube than Yair? Because they don't care. It seems like at least more people are behind him. It's not the UFC that changed. Fighters did too. Chuck Liddell summed it up perfectly. I haven't heard what Chuck Liddell has said. Aspinall can't stop thinking about Bones because he knows his life will change after fighting him. Yeah, but if I would just keep fighting and just say he's not even champ anymore. He's retired. But it's also UFC's fault as well. It's also the UFC's fault as well. If Bilal gets a rematch, he'll for sure win. I don't know about that. Even ESPN sold their soul and came out with their own gambling app. Oh, yeah, I do. I forgot about that. Illegal streaming is unstoppable, and I bet it affects the UFC's motivation for card quality. They get paid from ESPN no matter how many pay-per-views they sell. No matter what. No matter what, they get paid from ESPN. We don't know the fullest extent. Jones had to make a beef to hate Stipe. Nah, I think he was just kind of fucking around a little bit. It was stupid, though. That was so dumb. Legitimately so fucking dumb. Have you seen the rumor that UFC 320 may not be in Mexico? I talked about that 2 weeks ago. Before Ariel talked about it, man. Nobody listens to these damn streams enough. I got to start making a video on every topic I discuss. The arena may not be done. Who remembers 2 weeks ago I was talking about that on a stream? I told you guys they might have to move it to America. Who remembers that? Does anyone remember it? It's like 2 weeks ago. Joey the GOAT. Bilal needs to stick to wrestling. Bilal did not execute his game plan, bro. JDM won a very razor-close fight. But at the end of the day, Bilal did not wrestle heavy like he should have. It wasn't as... It's crazy people are just going to say that. Oh, man, JDM was too good. He barely tried. If you think he actually really tried early, you're smoking crack. He had like 2 to 3 real takedown attempts and got 2 of them. It was a razor-close fight. It literally could have went either way. Not Mexico. It's still going to be Yair. I hope not. I hope they back off from the Yair fight. There's been so much criticism. I hope they back off from it. If you don't think it was close, then you didn't watch the fight. You know it literally came down to the last 2 minutes of the 5th round, right? That's a fact. That's not an opinion. It came down to the last 2 minutes of the 5th round where JDM let loose, got up and then let loose, and he won the 5th round, which won him the fight. That is an object fact. That's not even my opinion. It was a razor close fucking fight. You're mentally ill if you don't think that. You're just biased. Do you think Bones will be making movies? Maybe. All this dude does is come in and spam random dumb shit. I'm just timing him out. If you don't think it's not whether or not it was close or not. It was close. That's a fact. That's an undeniable fact. So it was closer than Merab Umar. I think they were about the same. You guys just got warped by the majority. You guys are just warped by the majority, and you can't realize that basically a lot of you guys, even the people who are still kind of smart, that you just guys want to be a part of the mob. You guys want to be part of the popular opinion. It's the popular opinion fallacy. Just because it's a popular opinion does not make it true. No, it was razor close. It came down to the last 2 minutes of the 5th round. That is a fact. Okay? That's not my opinion. That is a fact. So it's just so dumb that some of you guys are saying this. Oh, man, he got Saudi oil. He's Muslim biased. I mean, what I'm saying is literally a fact. It was a razor close fight. It actually could have went either way. And it came down to the last 2 minutes of the 5th round. That is a fact. That's an undeniable fact. What the hell? Nowhere? Hold on a second. Why did it say this then? Did you look over on the neighbor's porch real quick?
I looked on the steps. I didn't see it, but it's...
All right. That's weird. Hold on. Do you think Bilal should train with Big Ank in preparation for Big Shavkat? I don't know. At least your UFC 315 live stream is your most live stream in history of the channel. Thanks to the Bilal haters. That's true. 2 judges had a 3-2. If Bilal would have won the 5th, he would have won. So, I mean, that is a fact. Exactly. How crazy that Bilal stream got more views and eyes watching than any other fight on the channel, even UFC 300? I know. Joe, if you believe it was a fact, can you please make a video and break down some clips as why you think Bilal won? I don't think Bilal won. I think it could have won either way. I haven't rewatched it. And it literally came down to the 5th round. That is a fact. So to act like it's just crazy how dumb people are. Man, it wasn't close. You know, you guys do realize Bilal won the first 3 minutes of the 5th round, right? And then lost the last 2 minutes, and JDM did more damage, therefore winning the 5th round and winning the fight. So if you don't think a fight is close when it comes down to the last 120 seconds, I can't help you. I'm literally going to start watching the card tomorrow as soon as Gamrot Klein starts. Well, the card doesn't start tomorrow. The card does not start tomorrow. So, good luck on that one. Let me check something out real quick. Hold on 1 second. What other options does UFC have from Netflix and Amazon? I guess HBO. I guess HBO would be my guess. Jay, tell me I'm wrong, but UFC Baku is literally better than UFC 318. Off the top of my head, I think you're right. I would have preferred Bilal winning as well, so we got Ilya Islam. Do you think Bilal Leon was close, Joe? No, it was not close. It was not close at all. It was a complete domination. And it, you know, I get what you're trying to get at, but it was not. It's just crazy, man. JDM was literally close. That is true. I agree with you, X-Ace. It was super close. Show how good Bilal is. That was one of Bilal's best performances of all time. You know what's funny? I wish Bilal would have gotten the decision, especially now, because it would have not been a robbery and people would have blew their heads would have fucking exploded, and it literally wouldn't have been a robbery. It's just crazy people are that biased they can't even see reality. So, do I think Klein can stuff all the takedowns and dominate Gamrot on the feet? I don't think so. If Bilal pressured more, he would have 5-0'd JDM, even maybe finished him. I mean, I don't know about all that. That's a bit of an exaggeration. Every round was close except 5. Even 5 was close in a different way because I think JDM clearly won round 5. I basically think 1 and 4 have to go to Bilal. 2 and 5 have to go to JDM. Round 3 could have went either way. So, either way, we don't need to keep debating it. It is what it is. We get it. You guys don't like Bilal. We're waiting for, you know, I guess 7 years for him to lose. So, you finally got it. An example of a fight that wasn't close. Alex versus Ankalaev. Bilal Leon, Dricus Strickland, Volk Holloway. Agreed. I feel like JDM did way more damage every round. What did Bilal do? Obviously, you're just... This is something that's so hard to explain to you because you're never going to believe it. It's because of your preconceived notion of JDM striking and your belief that Bilal had to grapple to win. Bilal was touching him up on the feet and won round 1 and round 4, literally outstriking him. If you're saying, oh, how many times JDM hurt Bilal, you were smoking dick. He hurt him 1 time in the 5th round. So if you oh, how many times he hurt him? Nobody ever got hurt in the first 4 rounds. So I don't know. I get it. You guys are biased, man. I get it. You know, pretty much all the damage happened in the 5th round, the crazy damage, and that's not how scoring works, though. I'm skipping the main event. This card this weekend is an abomination. Joe, I know the card is absolutely shit on Saturday, but Blanchfield Barber is a good fight. Don't even care. You can make that argument with Pereira and Ankalaev. AK Pereira getting shut down. Literally lost 4 out of 5 rounds, and even one of the rounds that Pereira won could have scored it for Ankalaev. And Pereira literally didn't land a single punch except one jab the entire fight. Okay. All right. It's because people didn't expect Bilal to do so well on the feet. So the fact that it was primarily standing means they scored everything for JDM. Bilal could have outstruck him all 5 rounds. Bilal could have outstruck him all 5 rounds and they would have still said JDM won. Yeah, because you know the impact, right? You know the impact of the shots. Impact is so subjective. You don't know the impact. Ank and Pereira was a good fight. I agree. It was a good, fun fight for watch. You'd expect 318 to be stacked because the mid-main event, but no, arguably the worst favorite. Dude, if Allen versus Vettori is co-main, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, same with Islam Poirier. Some people gave round 2 to Poirier because the round was on the feet. It's no different than Islam Volk 1. Islam outstruck him every fucking round. And because it was on the feet, they were somehow scoring it for Volk. Pereira Ank came down to 1 round as well. It shouldn't have came down to 1 round. I think they scored it 4-1 for Ank. UFC 313, Pereira, Ankalaev, scorecards. I don't know how you would score 2 rounds for it. I don't even believe that. Yeah, these are, I don't care what you say. These are delusional scorecards, though. Well, how do you score round 5 for Pereira? Pereira literally landed nothing in round 5 other than a phantom head kick. Islam clearly beat Volk, like JDM clearly beat Bilal. Well, then you didn't watch the fight. So, even JDM said the fight was close. I mean, it was clear as day close. If you think Ank Pereira was close, but you think JDM Bilal was a blowout, there's no point in even having the conversation with you. I hate when fighters start to talk with a lisp. I noticed Kamaru after he got head kicked. Did he? I didn't notice that. But Pereira stuffed all Ank's takedown. Ank shot on 1 takedown the whole fight. That's crazy. That is crazy. Absolutely insane. You obviously don't watch MMA stuff, and takedowns means literally nothing. Joey the Baku fight night is so good. Hill Roundtree, Fiziev, Bahamundez, Blades, Kuniev, Oralbai, Musafayev, Naeem versus Garad. Yeah, that's way better than this weekend. Here, I'll save you, dude. You can just go sit on sidelines. Islam will get his welterweight strap off JDM and retire to avoid Michael Morales. I'm sure that's what people will say if Islam wins and then defends once and then retires. They'll say he's scared of whoever's up next. Bilal had to interview with Jason Gannon. It felt really bad. Didn't finish it because he sounded like he had a bit of a lisp too. Damn, I don't even know. I haven't even noticed that. I didn't even notice that. But I didn't watch it. I only seen clips. I hope that's not the case, man. It is sad. That really is actually sad. But I guess that's the sport they're in. He destroyed Poatan on the feet. Poatan is cooked. Enk is a better striker than him. Just how good is Jack's grappling and Bilal striking? Agreed. I think both were underrated. Both were underrated. An underrated grappling for JDM and underrated striking for Bilal. Anyone who can find one Alex highlight at UFC 313 will be considered a made man and be mod. That's a majority's reward for finding one highlight. I beg the Pereira fans to show me a highlight. To find me a Pereira highlight. Could not find it. Could not find it, man. Could not find it. Doesn't exist. It does not exist anywhere. What do you think Usman or Magomedov do against top 5 lightweights? Habib said he can beat them. Coach Javier said he's the most talented fighter he's ever trained. I don't know, man. I think he's definitely top 10. The top 5 is kind of getting old, so I think he'd probably be competitive with them, but I just don't know for sure. The stare down to highlight, Bruce. Yeah, the stare down's his only thing. Muslim fighters, haters are going to have a double champ Muslim. Who do you got, Hill or Roundtree? I'm taking Hill, man. And I'm actually rooting for Hill as well. So UFC Nashville must be the worst crowded fight night ever. So Pereira tripped Ankalaev after the bell. Yeah, don't forget Pereira tripped him after the bell. Don't forget about that one. Now, I'm just saying if you don't think it was close, man, you can have JDM winning. I'm just saying if you don't think it was a competitive close fight, then you're biased. Or you've been convinced. Paul Hughes is a good dude. They're going to book that next, I guess. Don't forget Shama. Shama. Shama, 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 Shama. Shama, Shama, Shama. No more Shama, big Ank time. No more Shama, big Ank time. That's the truth. Damn. I can't believe it's about to be June. We're about to be halfway through the year. Where's the time gone? Where has the time gone? I don't know. I don't know how the hell this is happening. It gets worse and worse every year. I just don't get it. How the hell is time just flying by like this? I don't know. Do you think you have any biases for fighters, or you try to be neutral? Everyone has a bias. It's just about being objective. I can have a bias and still be objective. My time is gone watching your streams. Joey, hot take, but I think Usman beats Buckley fairly easily. Buckley, in my opinion, is nowhere near as skilled as Usman. But Usman's old and sat out forever. So I don't know. All Pereira fanboys have gone into hiding. If Dustin wins, do you think he'll actually retire and stay retired? No. Does every clinch count as a takedown attempt? I guess so. I guess so. People still believe the official stats, which is crazy to me. People still believe in the official stats, which is ridiculous in my opinion. How can you even think that? And I've been saying that since the beginning. How are people really using fake ass stats to justify dumb shit? It's literally driven me nuts. Excuse me. Thoughts on Sleepy Connor? I don't think Connor's ever fighting in the UFC ever again. Mark my words, if Usman comes back against Buckley and looks crazy good, it'll be proof the UFC isn't doing any drug testing. How do you think Usman Nurmagomedov does against first UFC lightweight? I don't know. I think he does okay. I'm not guaranteeing that he beats them all. He's looked good some fights and looked like shit some fights. O'Malley by KO, Dana trolling everyone like that episode from South Park. It wouldn't shock me, man. And Merab will never get another title fight again. If O'Malley wins, he'll never get a shot again. That's the truth. But Alex stopped 10 takedowns. Buckley's incredible, overrated. I watched Usman should still be the favorite. I just don't know. Usman hasn't fought in years. It's tough to really say what he's going to look like. So that's why I'm probably picking Usman. That's what I'm probably going with is Usman. That's right around the corner. 2 weeks away now, right? It's 2 weeks away. That's insane. Imagine Live refused a title fight because of his exams. The narratives will be crazy. I know. Is there anyone lost that had you visibly shocked, like someone you were so confident winning only to see them lose in such a crazy way? Probably, but not that I remember off the top of my head. Probably, but not that I remember off the top of my head. A prime Usman would absolutely destroy Buckley, but unfortunately those days are behind us. I saw a video on Reddit of Dustin's cousin knocking out some dude who got violent. It was pretty impressive. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. We finally realized you're not that good since you've been champ. Khamzat Chimaev, UFC champion. Let's go. O'Malley has come out guns a-blazing to beat Merab in the first minute. I think Merab is going to fight like a fucking idiot and end up losing. I just got a gut feeling. Man. And then he's never going to get another title fight again. He's going to bitch and moan. And eventually he'll probably tell us the UFC. They're going to tell us that he's going to tell us the UFC told him not to grapple. They gaslit him into not grappling. What's DDP's path to victory against Khamzat? Seems like a lot of people are counting him out. Pray that he has a bad cardio, which I don't believe is true, and just put the striking on him. Pray that Khamzat out grapples him in the first 2 rounds and gasses out, and then outstrike him from range for the rest of the rounds. I don't see anyone at middleweight beating Chimaev right now. I think O'Malley wins. You think he would defend against Umar? No. I think they'll give him a layup. I don't know who it would be. I think they'll give O'Malley some type of layup performance if he beats Merab. Like they did the first time. I think they'll give him Corey Sanhagen. I'm not saying that's a guaranteed layup, but I'm saying they will give him a favorable matchup. Bro, Connor's about to pull out again. I don't know, man. Dricus wants to take Khamzat down instead of let him work like Usman did. I actually think UFC hates Aaron Pico. They're putting him in a 5-round co-main event against Mavsar in his first fight. Yeah, because they don't care. They're just hoping Pico can beat Mavsar. If Merab wins, would Corey be next for him? Probably. What's next for Shavkat? I don't know. I heard that Shavkat's out for the rest of the year. So it's hard to say for sure what's going to end up happening. It's hard to say for sure. Fluffy's getting disrespected by the UFC. I wish Fluffy would do some planks and sit-ups. Like, his kryptonite is getting hurt to his soft body. Like, condition it. He'd be a monster if improved. Where are you hearing this Oliveira out bullshit? Where are you hearing this Oliveira out? You just made that up, bro? Where are people hearing that? No fucking way. Where's that at? You guys just made that up. No fucking way. Where are you guys seeing this? I don't see it anywhere. You guys are fucking with me right now. see what this says. Yeah, you guys made that up. So now I'm about to block you guys. Why did multiple people say that? Why did multiple people say that? I'm giving you 10, like another 30 seconds to explain why you said that. Otherwise, you're getting banned. Because that would have been mad weird. Like, why would you even make some weird... Why would people co-sign it? That's what I don't get. Nah, it was multiple people. It was PTSD. And it was They Love's Way. Okay, so... Here we go. 24 hours. Timeout next time. They're getting banned. What a waste of time. Just to read that. Anybody else? Is there anybody else I missed? They want attention. That's embarrassing. Yeah, that shit's fake. I knew it was fake, but I had to be sure. Stop. I don't want you mentioning anybody's fucking dumb shit on here. Yeah. Yeah, I give him a 24 hours. I just think that shit's so dumb, man. I don't get it. So weird. If Pico beats Mavsar, I'm done with the UFC. That'd be crazy. I don't think he will, though. People are overhyping Pico. Like he's actually good. How did I fall for it? I literally said, no, there's no way. It's not happening. And I literally searched Twitter just to see where you guys are seeing it because I've seen multiple people say it. But then they're just idiots. But just for that, I'm giving you a 24-hour timeout. Pico is good, just not a monster. Imagine Islam wins the 170 belt. Connor steps in on short notice. When Gary pulls out a deep cut and chins Islam in 3 seconds, then Connor vacates the title and hands the reign to Ian Machado Gary. I really want to see Jan and Umar or Sandhagen versus Jan again. I mean, yeah, that'd be great in my opinion. I like both those matchups. I think Jan beats Sandhagen again. Sandhagen's overrated, always been overrated. He's good. He's very good. But he's massively overrated. I think Hunter needs to step down, let someone else pair up the fights. Weirdos in the chat tonight. Yeah, that's true. Apparently Charles broke his thumb. I have not heard that. Francis Ngannou, Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall would get absolutely deaded. Absolutely deaded. I mean, wouldn't even be close. He would get absolutely destroyed. Did you hear the old beef between Mavsar and Piotr Jan? Mavsar flew out to Thailand to spar him. I have not heard of that. I can't stand Sandhagen because he's a huge guy, like unbelievable weight frame bully. Guy's a clown. I don't think that. You believe John beats Tom? Yeah, I think John beats Tom pretty easily. I think John's just way too good. Just way too damn good. All right, let me X out all these tabs. Damn. I don't think Sandhagen should be at 155. Maybe 145. But he can make weight. He makes weight. If Pico loses, would you do a reaction like Bo Nickel? No. The way Curtis was catching Aspinall clean with bombs in both fights, I just know Ngannou would flatline him quickly. I know. Aspinall's chin's always up in the air. That's why I picked Pavlovich. I was back and forth on that. Why doesn't Tom call out Francis? Because then he's going to piss the UFC off for even mentioning his name. John sold his soul. He will never lose. Okay? Yeah, John is mind screwing Tom. I think the fight will happen. I'm picking the fight to happen later this year. I think the fight will happen later this year. Ever since I found your channel, UFC has been a lot more entertaining for me. I used to see MMA news and wait for the updates, but it's better now because I get to find out, learn the details from you. Dude, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you found the channel, man. I appreciate your support. And, yeah, I try to cover it all and try to give as much information as I can and make it very clear whether, okay, is this rumored? Is this confirmed? What kind of sources do we have? I try to give it to you guys. I try to give you the information in a way that's easy to understand. And I hope I do that. That's what I try to do. Isn't that ducking? Tom is kind of ducking Francis. I don't know. Hot take, if O'Malley loses to Merab, he will go to featherweight. He will probably go to featherweight. Pavlovich ain't got the Ngannou power. I remember all those UFC fans were calling him the white Ngannou because they desperately need another cool heavyweight. As much as UFC hate Ngannou, he's the blueprint heavyweight. Yeah, that's what they were trying to make Pavlovich who Aspinall is now, basically. That's what they were trying to do. Didn't really work out, though. You explained very well to me. Thank you. You're natural. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video from earlier. I thought I had a heater earlier. I know it's not going to get crazy views. If you haven't checked out the video from earlier, it's a damn good video. I know it's not going to get crazy views, but it's still worth checking out in my opinion. Your reactions are the best too. A nightmare for the haters. Thank you. MA Joey keeps it trill. Unbiased from Newark 973. Appreciate you. Let's see Tom versus Pav, but he's got a chair like WWE. If I was Aspinall, I'd just try to fight Almeida and beat everyone there is to beat. If John leaves, oh well. Exactly. The ESPN Plus complaints were so on point. Thank you. The BJJ specialist Tom got completely ragdolled and submitted by a guy 50 pounds smaller in regionals. Imagine what John would do. I mean, I'm sure he's improved since then, but either way, man, I think John doesn't belong at heavyweight. He's just leaps and bounds skill-wise better than every single guy at heavyweight because heavyweight's so garbage. Strikeforce DC beats Tom. I actually agree with you on that one. DC had really good underrated striking, actually. He really had underrated striking, for being honest. DC was super underrated on the feet. Remember, he was kind of busting Jones up a little bit in the clinch in the first fight? Second fight was crazy, man. Jones looked unbeatable in that second fight. It was insanity. DC had them handle for a wrestler. Still feels weird thinking Jones is a heavyweight from seeing his career at light heavyweight. Never really had a natural heavyweight frame, but still dominates. That's so impressive. I know. He doesn't even really belong in heavyweight. I would like... I'm being dead serious. You guys ready for the hottest take of all time? I'd rather see Jones go back to light heavyweight and fight Ankalaev than fight Tom Aspinall. I'd rather see that. I'd still take Jones. The whole argument I keep seeing for Tom defending the grappling against Jones is he's a black belt and did it since a kid, but that meant nothing against a can. Pav with a chair. I didn't get it. Francis knocked down Tyson Fury. People have a short memory. That's true. If I remember correctly, DC was winning the second fight. Nah. It was competitive up until the finish. But Jones was winning. Jones was walking him down. I think that was the scariest version of Jones we've ever seen, man. He was walking down DC, busting him up. He's a natural light heavyweight. He should go back down. I think the Ankalaev matchup's much more intriguing. I know he whoops Tom. He should say he wants to go down for a second title. Ank versus Jones at light heavyweight would feed family. You know how good that would be? That's way better than the Tom fight. Am I crazy for saying that? Am I crazy for saying that? I think that's the best fight the UFC can make right now with Jones. Didn't it get overturned? Yeah, I think it technically ended up being a no contest. That's the greatest fight in the UFC now and the best fight on his resume. Both guys are the greatest light heavyweight on earth and leagues better than Jones versus DC fight. You're into something here, Joey? I know nobody ever talks about it either. What's up, Joey? Been trying to tune into a stream, but one of my residents tried to eat a pet's turtle. What do you mean by one of your residents? What do you mean by that? The thing with Jones is that he's not an idiot. For example, when DC was rocked, he kicked out his legs. Yeah, I know. To trip him, then mogged him. No other fighter is smart enough to even do that. It's so simple. That was one of the craziest finishes ever. The way Jones just walked him down, kicked his fucking legs out from underneath him. It was such a crazy fight ending sequence. Work at a group home for he ate the turtle's legs. Damn. So I guess that turtle's dead now. That's insane. I could have done without knowing that. I would have preferred to not know that. That's super sad. They should let them all do steroids. Most of them do it anyway. I don't know. Poor turtle. I know. It's sad. Turtle alive, but shit, that's sad. Yeah, but is it even worth being alive anymore? I don't even want to hear anymore. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. That's crazy. The fact DC was winning it. I don't think DC was winning until that head kick. Jones ducked Francis. It's a shame we never got that fight. I'd much prefer Jones versus Francis now than Jones versus Tom. Dana will be making a move to boxing promotion for Saudi. Jones and Ankalaev are both in the top 3 for takedown defense in light heavyweight history. It would be a technical battle on the feet. I think Ankalaev has a better chance of beating Jones than Tom does. Dead ass. Dead ass, fam. Is UFC taking down media from ESPN? I can't watch any of the old fights. Yes, I did an entire video on it today. Go check it out. It's funny seeing the narratives of Jones being overrated and all that, but they haven't watched his fights if they think that their favorite fighter currently would headhunt DC in a situation like that. Do you think Francis is too big for Jones? I don't know. It's possible. I told you that on stream after Ank versus Pereira fight week. John Ank was a better fight than having than John Pereira. Okay. Loki, if Gary would have beaten Shavkat and then fought Bilal, he would be champ by now, especially the way Bilal fought JDM. I know it's saying grandma would be grandpa if she had balls, EC haters. You're right, dude. You're right. You're right. Very right. But Gary will be champion in due time. I promise you. Unless he gets damaged too much and falls off. Yuri beats Jones. Nah. Yuri in his prime versus prime Jon Jones would be incredible, though. Would actually be incredible. Yeah, Yuri was too small, man. He would get outstruck and outgrappled. Like, there's a dude who I have Volk as best fighter all time, but disrespect Jones and Silva. It's crazy because Volk isn't on the same level. They never watch these fights. Only check the wiki, probably. I really think if Gary was given the fight at 315, which he was way more deserving than an inactive JDM, he would have won that night too. I don't know. Probably. Jon Jones says he might retire after watching Francis. Gary will never be champion. I'll remember that. I'll remember that. Volk's resume is years better than Silva's. I don't know about all that. It's hard to compare from different eras. It's hard to compare from different eras of the sport. Who wins, Ian, Gary, or Bilal? I'll say Gary at this point since Bilal's getting older. But I would have picked Bilal prior to... I would have picked Bilal prior than the most recent fight. But another 6 months older. Apparently Nate Diaz says he'd like to fight Bilal. You know what Bilal would do to him? Nate Diaz is the biggest shit talker, man. Don't forget they kept Bilal from getting a title shot for years, so he should have been a champ much sooner. Yeah, he's still one of the goats of the welterweight division. I don't care what anyone says. Silva was champ and got KO'd in middleweight and light heavyweight. Movsar chins Volk. Will that make him a superstar? Will they still call him boring? They'll still call him boring. They'll say he must be on roids now. Let's see them fights at the press conference. Don't forget they kept Silva. What am I checking now? I just said that. I literally just said that, bro. I just saw that as well. Nate would get destroyed by Bilal, but Nate just talks mad shit. Nate just talks mad shit. It's actually embarrassing, man. You can gas that really bad in his last fight. You think it had anything to do with the fact he took it on a month's notice? 3 weeks notice. You think that might have anything to do with it, brother? You think that might have anything to do with it? Let's see. It should have went through with Khamzat Diaz fight. Imagine Diaz getting body slammed. Yeah, he would have got wrecked. Okay. You just got done making some sloppy Joe and coleslaw Italian meat. Okay, congrats. What's going on, Andrew? Would rather seen Silva get an unjustified title shot than Yair, but thinking the UFC gave Movsar an unranked guy so they can justify Silva skipping over Movsar next. Dude, it makes it. The UFC is an embarrassment, man. But yeah, Silva's probably more deserving than Yair. Roy McDonald was German suplexing Nate Diaz. If you've never seen Roy McDonald, Nate Diaz, go check it out. I think Diaz being so washed up and bummy for like 5 years now and still talking mad shit is like embarrassing to the Bo Nickel level. It's really embarrassing. Damn, chat is dead. Chat's extra bummy. Why is chat so bummy tonight? As bad as Bryce Mitchell is, even he smokes Yair. You weren't wrong, dude. Yair has terrible grappling. Bryce might literally beat Yair. Roy did Nate dirty, I know. Volk's resume is overrated. Mendez washed. In retirement fight, TKZ short notice, crazy washed. Damn, my nose is itching like crazy today. Sorry about that, boys. Ortega sucks. Yair was beating Volk on the feet, and Volk headbutted him, rocked him before finish. Lopez hype job. I mean, okay, come on now. I think we're cherry picking a little bit too much. He does have 3 wins over Max Holloway in his prime. If you don't think Ian Gary's a top fighter, you're a dumb ass. Yair finishes Bryce, maybe unanimous decision. Yeah, Yair could finish him on the feet. I could see Bryce out grappling him though. I could really see Bryce out grappling him. Do you have Borisov's DDP in 1 round like you predict? Would you rip off your shirt on stream? I don't know what I'm liable to do. I'm liable to do anything. Chat full of weirdos who think that Jack Bilal fight wasn't close. Yeah, maniacs. Maniacs. It's actually embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing, man. Like the stream. I'm getting ready to end the stream here shortly. I'm getting ready to end the stream. I might work on a video. We'll see. It's only 10:30 right now. I have a couple video ideas I may or may not do. See how I feel. See how I'm feeling it. Let's see Bilal, Jack. Pause. Big Donut. Yeah. Some of you guys are way too emotionally invested in these dudes' resumes. But I wonder if Prates had the performance Gary did, and if Gary had won 2 minutes of the fight like Prates, what would the reception? It would not be the same. I promise you that. Are they going to announce Jones Aspinall with the Netflix deal? It's possible. It's hard to say for sure. It is very hard to say. But it's possible. I doubt it. That means the fight wouldn't be happening until January, February of next year. Legit. I think I'm getting out of here, boys. It's about time to hit that old dusty trail. You think the UFC might be trying to save their good matchup for the new Netflix deal? It's definitely possible. But they're going to save that for an extra couple months. I guess they could. Maybe kick off Netflix with Jones Aspinall. It's possible. They would have to wait till like January, February for Jones Aspinall. I guess it's possible. I think it's unlikely. But you never know. Peace out, Joey. How many pesos for another hour? 500. I don't even know what peso. I don't even know what peso equals, so scratch that. I'm going to get out of here. We went for an hour and 40 minutes. I might do another video because after tomorrow, I am gone for a couple days. You guys will miss me for a couple days. So I might work on another video tonight. We'll see. It's still kind of early, but I'm trying to get to bed at a reasonable hour. Thoughts on Umar Nurmagomedov? He gets a rematch. You have to be man first. Like the stream. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If I can bang out another video and then jump on another stream quickly, I would consider it, but I don't know. We'll see. Like the stream. Goodbye. Good night. Thank you to every single one of you guys who support the channel. Go check out the video from earlier. Let me actually link that in chat real quick. Let me go link that in chat real quick. Because that video is not going to get a lot of crazy views because it's not as important as some of the other ones. So if you guys could really check it out, I would appreciate it. There's the link to the video. I'll talk to you guys later. Run up the likes on the stream. Good night. I'll talk to you guys later.